who's ready to have a crowd of leads standing around your booth asking for more information at your next trade show? Type leads in the comment if that's you, if you want to blow up your next show. Now I'm going to show you the most important and most misunderstood piece of your entire booth. Now, if you're doing shows and you continually want to have the edge, stand out against competitors, whether you have a big booth, a small booth, it doesn't really matter. Subscribe to our channel. This is the kind of thing that we're continually sharing, the latest and greatest in the industry, tips, how-tos, how to convert, how to attract, everything like that. Subscribe, like this video, and let us know below what you think of this content. This is me, a picture of me in a booth years ago, and after we figured this out, and as you can see, we had a crowd of people. We actually had to move into the empty booth across the aisle. You'll notice there's no backdrop or anything because there was so many people that the organizers were like, can you take this crowd of people across the aisle and, do your thing over there? So this is the difference between a list of qualified leads or a total waste of time and money. You'll stand out. You can build your reputation overnight in your industry. You can create more brand awareness, or you can walk away empty-handed. Now, I know this sounds like a big claim. My name's Chris Crawford. I'm with a company, Kick-Ass Media. We've been in the printing displays industry doing trade show work for over 17 years. Now, in that time, we've worked with many of the world's biggest brands like LG Electronics, Netflix, Google, Disney, 20th Century Fox, before they were purchased, Tony Robbins, like on projects and marketing agencies, and also small businesses. And then over the years, the thing that we saw, the number one thing that the pros do that smaller businesses don't think about is the strategic booth messaging. And in this video, I'm going to show you what to do, how to think about it. So as you can see this pic, obviously we're really busy. Now, if you look at this one, this is our most popular, most common trade show booth, right? Now, you could typically we see a lot of 10 by 10 booths, and they'll do a backdrop, they'll do either their table with a branded tablecloth, and they'll do a banner stand. Now, you could have a larger booth, 10 by 20, 20 by 20, and essentially what I'm going to talk about still applies. Now, with this booth, one thing I do want to note first is that you really want to think about your first impression and how you're perceived. And one of the things that's going to help you stand out, I mean, how long have you got to make a first impression? Like, really think about it. How long to make a first, like seconds, right? And they're going to decide. And how many times have you been at a trade show where you've seen people are walking by, they don't want to make eye contact, business owners are like staring them down, they're out in the aisle with their flyers, they're trying to get attention. It's super awkward. But when you do this right, it's the opposite of that. It's qualified leads coming up asking for more information, not out there trying to grab information or trying to get attention. It's standing in your booth. So one of the things you want to think about, and this is a bit of a side note, but it's really important, is your booth looking streamlined. Like this one in the picture, that we've got this 3-piece setup. This is our most popular, either with that counter or with a branded tablecloth. That's the most popular setup that we make. And it's so for an inexpensive booth, it will level up your brand image. It'll make you look professional because you just create this streamlined look, right? There's something about a few pieces working together. Let me show you a couple more examples that create a streamlined look, a similar look and feel. Like this one right here is somebody that I know. It was a tiny business. He was just starting up. And, maybe you can tell looking at this, it looks like a smaller business. But with the branding, it levels up the brand. You wouldn't know that this was a brand new business, somebody running it out of their house, just starting up. Here's some backdrops of ours. Notice just having that streamlined branding across multiple pieces just kind of raises that brand image. It raises the look across the bar. So that's something you want to think about because that's going to play into the first impression. Like you've got these seconds where they're deciding. Now, what's the most important thing? I don't know if you can see my cursor or not, but it's this banner stand right here. So in this picture, it's the one that says we're hiring, the blue one. Now, it's the most inexpensive piece in your booth, and it is by far the one that can do all the salesperson work for you. It's the one that's like a billboard. Now think about this. Your people are walking down the aisles, right? There's a blur of booths, like everybody's trying to get their attention. But have you ever had the experience where you bought a car or vehicle, or you bought something else, and then everywhere you go, you see that thing? It's like your brain just shows it to you. Now, you know why that happens? Is because our brain is filtering out information that it thinks is irrelevant, right? And what most businesses do is they just do a banner stand, they do their booth, and they just put products, they put services, they put a tagline, they put their logo, maybe they've got contact info, maybe a couple pictures. Like that is 99.9% of booths, and it is the reason that they're not getting results that they could, right? So that little banner stand right there is your billboard. It's the thing that you can use, that you can use this. They will see this 3 booths away, right? When they're walking, their brain, kind of like the vehicle or whatever, when you buy, it'll show them, here's the thing, if you put the right language, if you put the right messaging on it, right? It has to be the right, in marketing, we call it the headline or the hook. And it is the difference of, if you think about a newspaper stand, right? Imagine you go into a store, newspapers, magazines, whatever, and you're standing there and you've got a few seconds. They use big, bold headlines, and they try to be as dramatic. They just try to grab your attention with all kinds of things, right? Have you ever, like when I'm at the grocery store, often I'm standing there and I get sucked into these cheesy magazines. And next thing you know, while I'm waiting, I'm leafing through to learn about something I really don't even care about. But that headline got me. And that's what you have to think about is, strategically, when we work with brands and businesses, this is one of the things we put a lot of attention, a lot of focus on this. What problems do they have? What pain points? What desires? How do you uniquely serve them? When you nail this, that few $100 banner stand is going to make or break if they stop and talk to you or not. So don't dismiss this. Of the entire booth, and if you're in one-on-one conversation, you're going to have tons of people, like 30, 40 people could walk by, maybe even 100 people while you're in a conversation for a few minutes. So now this thing is your salesperson doing all the work. And I'm telling you, this is the thing. Stats say 85% of businesses lose money at shows. But the ones that crush it, they think strategically like this. So you want to go in with a 3-piece booth like this. You want your backdrop, that's your big brand image, right? Kind of like in the picture, you want your logo. That's the one that you want your brand image. It makes you look professional. You want a counter or a branded tablecloth, because it just adds to the experience. As soon as you have multiple pieces with the same branding, they look streamlined. That's what the pros do, right? They create a streamlined look and it looks good. But then on your banner stand, you want one clear hook, one clear headline that cuts through the noise and makes them, it's just a conversation starter, guys. Like that's it. It just has to make them go, I want to learn more. And now I'm going to give you another little pro tip. And we offer this kind of thing in training. We started doing training where we show people how to attract to the booth, how to convert, how to close after the show. And one of the biggest things is when people come up and they say, tell me more, do not start pitching, right? And do not give your information. Do not give away your flyer. You could make or break your booth right here. Now I know your hook and headline is number 1, but then the way that you approach the conversation is number 2. If you just start pitching and they come up and say, hey, tell me about your thing, and you just immediately start to reply and tell them about your thing, they're going to glaze over. They're going to take your information. They're going to say, that sounds great. You're going to think it was a good conversation, and you are never going to hear from them again. This happens. And if you've done shows, you know what I'm talking about. You know this is exactly what happens, right? And if you've done shows, you also know how hard it is to get people in your booth. So I want to come on now. We've been printing. We do these products. We're one of the only companies in our industry that do guaranteed color. So we guarantee the look of it. It's going to show up. It's going to arrive right. You know what most printers say? They say, once you approve it on your screen, we're not responsible. That's what they say. We think that's lame because how do you know on your phone or on your computer what it's going to look like in person? You don't. So we guarantee it. We do lifetime warranty on our backdrop frames. So if you want to set up a booth like this, that's going to stand out, that's going to attract people, our links in the description, or you can email us, contact us, chat. We'll find the right option to fit your booth, to fit your budget. We'll help you get set up with the right look, with the right messaging. Click here. We'd love to chat with you. And most importantly, focus on your headline, your hook. Get this booth set up. Go transform your business with a good trade show.